What's up, everyone? My name is Joe Justino, finishing up my construction management degree at UWF. In this presentation, I'm going to be recapping my experiences that I had during my time as an intern with Bayside Structures. So about Bayside, they are a top concrete, if not the top concrete contractor in the Gulf Coast, and they're continuing to expand. They've done projects in Tampa, Sarasota, and Tallahassee, I believe. We solely do cast in place concrete, no precast, and focus on large scale commercial construction and high rise residential buildings like your high rise condos and big hotels and whatnot. So, some of the responsibilities and duties that I had during my time as an intern was quality control checklisting, which I'll go into more depth later on. Inspection coordination, working with the third-party inspector to get everything passed so it could be poured. Field engineering, quantity takeoff, and general supervision of work completed. Some of the skills that I learned while with Bayside, learned or expanded upon, were reading drawings, the layout practices that went with field engineering, recognizing discrepancies in the work, and quantity takeoff of like what was to be poured that day. The impact that this internship had on my future career is, I think it's going to help me out a lot, given that concrete is the most used material in construction worldwide. It's used in every project that you can imagine in tons of different ways. And being able to have a deep understanding of that, of how everything works in just concrete, will be very useful no matter what facet of construction I go to. Field work directly shows how the work is done instead of just seeing it on paper, and it gives me a better understanding of how a project goes from the drawings to the final project. Learned how to better communicate or coordinate with others and let them know what needed to be done and exactly how it should be done, so it was done efficiently and correctly. And then working with intricate drawings increased my ability to visualize how the drawings work in real life. On the Phoenix Key project, there's the floor with the pool has an insane amount of differing levels of concrete and rebar and everything, and it was just a cluster. But having to deal with that makes everything else seem a whole lot easier. So the quality control and inspection coordination during construction and the post-pour inspections of the work, they're done to ensure that it's in accordance with the structural and shop drawings. I would fill out a packet that was provided by Bayside that they had, not going to say perfected, but basically perfected, because it had every issue that could possibly arise with anything that we were pouring, including all your rebar, your dowels, your ties, your formwork, anything you could imagine. It was all in that packet to be checked. And that was all to be checked that it was properly installed according to the drawings. If any issues arose, I would have to coordinate with the workers and all of them to try and get that fixed as quickly as possible, or whenever they could get to it, to keep us on track so we can still get done what we need to get done. And then after I had done my inspection, we would have to get a third-party inspector to come out and make sure everything was up to their standards, and then they would give the final go-ahead for us to pour. The quantity takeoff, it's a very straightforward practice. It's just how much concrete do we need to pour for, that day. So I would just coordinate with superintendent or project manager on what they had planned to be done that day, and then go and make my calculations for how many yards of concrete we need using both the drawings and actually being out there and taking real measurements of the formwork, because sometimes there are some discrepancies between the two, and if you want to be, exactly right, it's good to kind of use both. Field engineering, I was using a total station or site level, and you're just transferring points around the building and then using those points to locate the wall edges and columns, and using the drawings to help you with that. And so with this, is I would work with the head field engineer and the other intern that was on the job to lay out these common wall edges, and then also do the elevation marks for your openings in your walls and for the bottom of the slabs for the next level. Some of the benefits for both Bayside and myself. I helped them complete many tasks and always was there to aid the workers and management in whatever they needed. In some cases, provided solutions for the field engineer and superintendents whenever a problem would come up. Obviously, most of those guys have way more experience than I do, so they could figure it out on their own, but in some cases, I was able to help with that. And if I wasn't needed doing any of that stuff, I would help some of the laborers at times get done what needed to get done. And then me personally, gained a lot of large amounts of useful information and experience in the field. So able to use this knowledge gained from the program to see how what I'm learning in school can actually help a project move along quicker. And then I also learned how to, better work with people to ensure that the work got done properly and quickly, and not kind of be a butthole about it, for lack of a better word. My overall experience, I enjoyed my time with Bayside and feel that I gained a lot of information and experience, and it's going to help me a lot in my career. Everybody that I worked with was always very helpful and pleasant to work with, and the higher up people, your VPs, even your president of the company, very kind and showed interest in my futures, either with the company or even outside of it. And then a little side note, the tips for future interns, if you're getting an internship at Bayside, is wear sunscreen or long sleeve, and then try and learn Spanish. That is it. Thank you.